Man, if I knew what I was gonna say when I made these videos would make themselves. But they don't. I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I don't even know what I want to say. But something comes out, something gets said, and something is always put in these videos. There's plenty of other scenarios like this. Man, I remember the first time I started my job. It was just like this. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know what expectations I had to fill. The job description couldn't tell me exactly what needed to be done. Not even the people who gave me the task could tell me what exactly needed to be done. We know that life is full of uncertainty. We know that nothing is truly certain, except for the fact that nothing is certain. And so because of this, it's pretty scary, isn't it? It's like going into a swimming pool, not even knowing if you're going into water, where you aren't even sure if you can swim, and you're not even sure if you'll be able to float if you need to float. That liquid could suffocate you in an instant, and you may never be able to touch the ground to push off of it. But remember when we were kids? Remember when we were just those small, scrawny looking kids who jumped in the pool, didn't even think about how hot or cold it was? I remember when I was with my god brother. We jumped into the jacuzzi, and then we jumped out of the jacuzzi. And then we jumped in the pool right after. My parents were super confused. Why would you want to jump in the hot and then the cold and then the cold and then to the hot? It didn't make sense. But it made sense to us. We were having fun. We were just enjoying ourselves. We were enjoying the different contrasts in what it was to be cold and what it was to be hot. But the problem is, we've made it this far in life. We've created an expectation, a definition, a normal way of living. And because of this normal way of living, we've come to an equilibrium, our comfort spot. It's like being under a blanket. It's like not wanting to come out of bed because you're comfortable in bed. Because once we step out of that bed, once we step out of that pool, now we know it's no longer going to be that comfort zone. It's no longer going to be that status quo, equilibrium, normal, whateverness that we are always in. But before we created that definition, that shit didn't matter. None of it mattered. But here we are now with our own definitions. If you've ever wondered why children are so easily taught, if you've ever wondered why children are so good at learning, it's not just because they're sponges. It's because they have the willingness to play in the mud. They're willing to accept the uncertainty until finally time kicks in and we call ourselves adults. And when this happens, that's when we start to become afraid of that uncertainty. We start to get scared. There were things that hurt us. There were things that caused us to lose. There were things that took things away from us. Our life wasn't perfect. And if it was, if you just continue to get stuff, you don't know if somebody's gonna walk in and take that all away from you. But here's the thing. We've had this potential this whole time. No one's taken it away from us. No one has stolen this ability to learn, this ability and willingness to become great. The problem is, we're too afraid. We're too afraid to take it back. We aren't comfortable being uncomfortable. We don't realize that all we have to do is accept that the world is going to be uncertain, that it's going to continue to change, and our lives are going to continue to change. We want the stable job. We want the stable house. We want a place to know that we're going to be able to live every single day, knowing that we have food on our plates, knowing that we have transportation that'll take us where we need to be. But nowhere in that priority is it for us to explore, is a place for us to expand. And hell, you may even find a static living life. You might be able to find that one life that never changes. But if the world continues to change at a rate where you are staying the same, it's not that you're getting worse, but you're not going to be able to put up with the demands that the changing world is able to create. So if we know that the world is going to continue to change, the only thing we can do is change with it. The only thing we can do is move forwards with the same pace, if not faster, than what the world is offering. And that's not going to happen if we're afraid of the unknown. That's not going to happen if we're uncertain and afraid of that uncertainty. We have to be certain in that uncertainty. We have to be comfortable with that uncomfortableness. And until we do that, why would we ever achieve greatness?